Reliability affects validity. This relationship is supported by the factors which are first, attentiveness in class, second, instructions are clear, and third, which is a con of this relationship, is distractions. For instance, in an identification test, students who are attentive and participative gets the correct answer and tends to get higher result, no matter whether which day the test is done. Another case example is on tests where instructions are not necessarily related to the topic. A student could have gotten a high score if there is clarity of instruction. If the instruction is to encircle the correct letter of the answer, then there should be no space provided before the number. Or it should not be encircle the correct letter and underline the answer. Hence, clear and appropriate instructions, which is validity, can yield to consistent result, which is reliability. As for relationship caused by distractions, I personally prefer working with fewer noise and distractions. For instance, in writing an essay, I could think clearer if there are limited distractions around. Next is validity affects standardization. In this relationship, measurement of result should be aligned with the standard. Some factors are skills and preferences. Example, in a PE class where students are to perform basketball shooting, the criteria for scoring should be valid. It is not necessary that anyone who scores the most gets higher grade because not everyone has skills in basketball. What should be measured or scored is how the students exhibit or execute the proper shooting. Another, board work tests on math, where problems are valid but problems are not similar with the other. Also, the preferences of students can be affected by the standard. If a student reports or if a report presentation of a student is traditional and the other student is digital, still both should be scored using the same criteria regardless which is timely and creative and which is not.
Standards affects practicability. Instructions consider the time, the budget, and the usefulness. Example, nagpagawa ka ng logo sa iyong student at ang criteria mo ay ang time kung kailan ito ipapasa at ang creativity nito. Kaya ang standard na nakaapekto sa practicability ay dahil sa time allotment. Another example, kung ikaw ay magpa-group activity, ang instruction mo ay ang group 1 ay magsusulat ng tula at ang group 2 naman ay gagawa sila ng kanta at ang huling grupo ay magdodrawing. Dahil dito ay naapektuhan ng standard dahil sa hindi pare-pareho ang binigay mo na instruction sa iyong student.
Practicality affects validity. First, it is easy to design, easy to administer, and lastly, easy to score. So the factors of practicality is to assess skills and behaviors and fits into the time allocation. This practicality is to stay within appropriate time constraints. The test should be relatively easy to conduct and the scoring process should fit into the time allocation. So that means that the layout should be easy to follow and understand. Like for example, in the test 1, 1 to 10 is true or false. Then in the test 2, 11 to 20 identification. And lastly, the test 3 is enumeration. So it is advantage for the teachers because they can easily check and give a score to the students. Sometimes kasi may mga teacher na merong pattern ang kanilang answer key. And also, it can be advantageous to those students na nag-study. Kasi kahit irarumble man ang question ay makakasagot pa rin sila. Because the instruction is clear and the question is based on their lesson. And it is not time-consuming because direct to the point ang hinihinging sagot unlike to the multiple choice. So, no matter how valid or reliable a test is, it has to be practical to make and to take the assessment.